Tokyo, 1980s. A young and ambitious woman, consumed by her workaholic lifestyle, stumbles upon a dark secret hidden within the shadows of an abandoned skyscraper. What starts as an ordinary night turns into a descent into a living nightmare. One question echoes in the darkness. Where is the 10th? Get ready to dive into a chilling tale of vengeance and haunting, where the past resurfaces at a terrifying cost. In Tokyo during the 1980s, a young woman named Naomi Takeda lived for her job. At just 20 years old, she was already a rising star in the world of finance. Perfectionist and ambitious, Naomi spent her nights in a Shinjuku skyscraper, surrounded by the pale glow of fluorescent lights and the hum of typewriters. She had all but severed ties with her family and friends, dedicating herself entirely to her career. Her colleagues both admired and feared her, and she was known as the Iron Lady of the office. Yet, behind her stoic facade, Naomi felt the growing weight of loneliness. One evening, while working late to complete a critical report, she heard an unusual noise. A repetitive clicking sound, like someone handling a string of beads or pearls. Curious yet slightly unnerved, Naomi left her desk and ventured into the dark hallway. The fluorescent lights overhead flickered, casting eerie shadows on the walls. The sound seemed to be coming from the 8th floor, a section of the building that had been abandoned years ago due to a fire. Naomi wasn't the superstitious type. She took the elevator to the 8th floor. The doors creaked open to reveal a silent, dusty corridor. The air was heavy, as though it hadn't been disturbed in decades. At the end of the hallway, a faint light emanated from a small room. Naomi cautiously approached and found a low table covered with a worn silk cloth. On top of it was a wooden tray holding 10 porcelain plates, carefully stacked. She frowned. This made no sense. As she stepped closer to inspect the plates, she felt a presence behind her. Spinning around, she found nothing. Suddenly, a raspy whisper filled the air. 1, 2, 3. Naomi's spine tingled. The voice seemed to be counting the plates, but when it reached 9, it stopped abruptly. Where is the 10th? The whisper turned into a blood-curdling scream. Naomi froze, unable to move. From the shadows emerged a pale woman with long, black, water-soaked hair. Her empty eyes stared at Naomi, and her lips moved incessantly, repeating, "Where is the 10th? Naomi screamed and woke up at her desk, gasping for air. Was it a nightmare? Everything seemed normal, except for the tray now sitting on her desk, holding 9 plates. The following nights, the apparition returned, always asking the same question. Where is the 10th? Naomi spiraled into madness, unable to work, sleep, or understand why this was happening to her. Desperate for answers, she learned about the legend of Okiku, a 17th century servant falsely accused of stealing a precious plate and thrown into a well. Naomi realized the spirit demanded justice for a betrayal long past. But why her? Determined to end the torment, Naomi returned to the 8th floor. There, she unearthed a shattered plate buried beneath debris. It was the missing 10th plate, but as she touched it, icy hands gripped her shoulders. The voice whispered chillingly in her ear. Too late. The next morning, Naomi was found dead at her desk, her face frozen in an expression of utter terror. Investigators never uncovered what had happened, but some employees reported hearing whispers in the halls at night, and sometimes the clicking sound of beads. What do you think happened to Naomi? Do you believe the legend of Okiku was real, or could it all have been a figment of her imagination?